Woke lady gets schooled by Ben Shapiro.
Not equally defended Palestinian lives, the civilian Palestinian lives, in the way that you have Israeli civilian lives. So when it comes to Israel-Palestine, do all lives not matter then?
So first off, it's a wild mischaracterization of a position that I've obviously expressed to you. You literally asked me, do I value Palestinian lives the same way I value Jewish lives? And I said, yes, I don't believe that the act of evil in targeting a Jewish child is the same as a military attempting to target a terrorist who's hiding behind a baby. So don't mistake the position, please. When it comes to the all lives matter position, of course I believe that all lives matter. My fundamental disagreement with Black Lives Matter is I don't agree with their premise. Their premise is that black people in the United States are being uniquely targeted by law enforcement for murder, and I don't think that the statistics prove that. I don't think the evidence is there for that. So I don't agree with the fundamental premise of the Black Lives Matter movement. Not that I don't believe that black lives don't matter. Of course black lives matter. They matter exactly the same amount as every other human life. But again, there's I think, a willful attempt to misinterpret my position on some of these issues.
It's peers-based.
Would you allow somebody like Anthony Joshua to box in women's boxing in a year's time if he had the treatment?
There's a weight category issue. I'm not sure about the weight categories. He'd be a lot bigger than any woman, but if he was in a woman's size weight category, yes, I would.
You would let Floyd Mayweather, who is pound for pound the most successful boxer in male history, you would let him in a year's time compete at the same weight against women?
Yeah, if there's a weight category.
This is nonsense. I'm sorry.
It's absolute garbage.
How could you possibly countenance putting Floyd Mayweather, the most dangerous boxer pound for pound, arguably in the history of boxing, into a ring with women born to female bodies? This is where the argument becomes utterly ridiculous. And it's not transphobic to say so, it's common sense.
There's a fighter called Fallon Fox in the mixed martial arts world who is a big individual, gone into a fight, round one, broke somebody's skull.
That was in 2014. Can you have something more recent? Trans women are not taking over women's sports.
Still relevant.
Trans women are not causing massive injury.
Watch Tommy Lahren destroy leftists ruthlessly.
I can't wait to talk about border security with Francesca because she's got a very limited knowledge of the subject. I wonder how many times she's been there. I've been 6. Go with me next time. All right. The bipartisan border bill was a sham and a joke. It gave your president, Biden, sleepy over there, poo-poo pants. It gave him the authority to shut down the border. We know he's not going to shut down the border. He's never considered. Yeah, if you're trying to debate the cognitive abilities between your president and mine, let's go, my friend. But I will say this, our border is wide open. We don't just have mothers and children coming over. Yeah, okay, you got it. You convince the world that Joe Biden is cognitively responsive. That'll be a good debate for another day. But as it comes back to our southern border, we've got terrorists coming across our southern border. We've got military-age men coming across our southern border. And by the way, it's bankrupting our nation. It's bankrupting your major blue cities where they don't know where to put these people. And the black and brown people that you talk about in these major American cities that happen to be American, they are the ones getting the short end of the stick as their facilities and their resources are being used to take care of people who have no legal right to be here. So if you want to talk about that bipartisan border bill, it was a joke. Also, your president today could take executive action to solve the problem, as my president, Donald Trump, did. He chose not to. He chooses not to because he sees these people as future voters. He wants the Democrat Party to remain in power, and that is why we have an invasion at our southern border.
Who are saying Israel is an apartheid state are misleading, and they're deliberately lying to the ignorant. I've been to Israel more than 10 times. You have Arab teachers teaching Jewish children, something that in South Africa would never happen. A black teacher would never teach white children. You have Palestinian nurses and doctors who are treating Jewish patients, something that was not happening in South Africa. You have Jewish patients and Arab patients sharing the same ward, something that was not happening in South Africa. So all these allegations are definitely foundationless. The majority of South Africans that have not been politicized, that have not been subjected to propaganda, they support Israel.
Pro-Palestine or pro-Israel?
Pro-Palestine.
As a gay man, I would be punished and or put in prison or killed if I were openly gay in Palestine. How do you react to that?
I didn't know that. So
it is illegal to be gay in Palestine. You are punished by prison or death.
Israel?
No, Israel has gay pride. Israel is completely open to lesbian and gay people. I am fearful of Islam because there is no Islamic country on earth that embraces me as a gay man.
So, okay, so maybe I'm confused because Israel, which is still an Islam country, right?
No, Jewish.
Okay.
Now this is the news.
Fastest girls in the Pacific Northwest are boys. A few weeks ago, a biological male crushed the competition at a high school track meet in Portland. And now, the top girls' high school runner in Washington State is, you guessed it, a boy. On the bright side, we just found out Johnny's been wagering on these trans athletes, and he's doing so well, we don't have to give him a raise.
These WNBA players, they don't get it.
People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me, too, and I want y'all to realize that.
They're proving our point. They're hating on Caitlin Clark. That's why she go, see, it's not just one person. Well, to be honest, boo-boo, it's one person. Yeah, the national championship game, yeah, you were the villain or whatever case, but Caitlin Clark is dropping 3 bangers and breaking records. Because at the end of the day, you got to say, before Caitlin Clark was really playing, then were they really watching you?
I really wonder what would happen if they walked off that campus and walked into Gaza.
No, anybody on the ground, if they lived one day on the ground in the Middle East, they absolutely wouldn't be doing the things that they're doing right now. Their tune would change dramatically. But as I told you, I think I told you on the show, I'm not sure that I did, you cannot break America from the outside. The only way to take America down is from the inside. And this is the long game that the Islamic Republic have been playing for a long time. And this is the exact manifestation of that long game in becoming successful. This is exactly what it looks like when America starts to crack from within, which is exactly what makes it vulnerable to foreign predators. And if people don't wake up now, I don't know what anybody needs to see, what else anybody needs to see to wake up.
So what do we do with this? I mean, as Americans, you and I talking about it, you and I raising the flag, what needs to happen to turn this around?
I think people need to wake up. And I don't know what it is that's going to cause people to wake up. I don't want it to have to be the extreme, which is that there's a terrorist attack in the country or something that makes people wake up. And I don't have the answer. I don't know what it's going to take for people to wake up, because everything that I've seen, to me, is enough to wake up the entire nation. And if it hasn't, I don't know what else it's going to take.
This is absolutely true.
The biggest lie that the West ever sold, that women ever sold the Western world, is that women are equal. Biggest lie ever sold. They're neither physically nor mentally nor emotionally equal.
Oh, emotionally, that's a good one.
Why can't, yeah, exactly. Why can you hit a guy, but you can't hit a girl? Because they're not equal. They're physically weaker. That's why. Why is the biggest insult you can give to a man, you're a woman, you're acting like a woman, you look like a woman? Why is that an insult, not a compliment? All women and all men know that men have an obligation to be good to women, right? But nobody's talking about how women have an obligation to be good for men. And that's why patriarchy is so important. Like, men with their power, they look out for the welfare of women. Women with their power, they don't look out for the welfare of men. They're looking to be like, oh, awesome, this is great. I got slaves now. This is fantastic. Let's see how much more benefit I can get. They're not benevolent with their power. That's why matriarchy is a disaster for everyone, man, woman, and child. In our community, nobody would think, period, regardless of your beliefs, that men could be bad to women and still be in good standing with God. But right now, we think that women can be bad to men and still be in good standing with God.
That's a good point. And the women get so mad because they're losing control of their husbands. Because men are actually like smart. So if they hear information that makes sense, they're like, oh, yeah, why am I listening to my wife? oh yeah, why do I have to ask my, oh,